Is ZAC about to lose all his money? What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this video, we are going to be talking about Mr. Zachary Taylor and a little over $2.4 million, I think it is, that he has acquired in a very, very short amount of time. But my question is, and what we're going to talk about is he about to lose it all? In episode 19, we get to see that the more information is coming out surrounding his stock tip, right? And it's all of the pieces haven't been put together. However, by the end of the episode, he receives a cricket phone call from Tony, who flew back into town just to talk to him. We also know that Hayden has been scouring airport security camera footage. In episode 18, we get to see Hayden make the confirmation for himself of like, oh, he was doing something with the senator's wife, and this is how he got the stock tip. Gary has already sicked the SEC on him, even though Jake has been working with him to get his stock knowledge up so that when he comes up for an audit, he'll be able to speak to certain things and it won't look as blaringly weird that he made the perfect stock choice, being very, very new to having a portfolio, and just hit it out the park. Basically, Jake has been helping him cover up the fact that he has been involved with insider trading. However, all of these pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together as we move towards the finale of season 4. And it just begs the question if ZAC is actually going to be able to keep all of the money that he amassed. So just so that we're clear, y'all, if ZAC is brought up on charges about insider trading and convicted, like found guilty, one, he will lose all his money, because then, you know, they will be able to seize it. The government will be able to seize it. But also, he will go to jail. It is literally like some other white collar crimes that we see take place mostly on Wall Street. Now, I know that we might not be as familiar with it because it's not the typical type of crimes that we do within our culture, but that is a very real thing. And that's why the stakes are really high for ZAC to be able to, one, keep up appearances, two, keep the SEC off of him, and three, he really doesn't need to be seen with the senator's wife, Tony, anymore, because any of these things could be the one piece of the thread that pulls and unravels the whole thing. And then he could ultimately lose it all. Mind you, ZAC has quit the airport, right? So he's not working that extra job. He's gone double down in when he bought the duplex, and then, you know, wants to rent out the other side of the duplex and is trying to make more business moves. He also is showing in the most recent episodes that he's reluctant to move his money out of this particular stock and to go into other stocks. So that kind of diversification would actually be helpful, because you can also start to dilute the money trail, right? So that if Jake was able to take some of the money as he told him and put him somewhere else and have him make more money, and then this money gets snatched, depending on how Jake funneled the money or how things look, they could make a case of like all of the money that he has isn't actually just from this insider trading. Because if y'all remember, he got like $20,000 from chain breakers, and he had money to be able to invest initially. And if they can if Jake could get him a more diverse portfolio and be able to create a new money trail that looks like it came from that original money, that even if they come and seize whatever's tied to the insider trading, then ZAC wouldn't lose everything, because it would look like he also had other things going on and he was able to make money in other ways. So that's another thing. I hope that this actually comes up and ZAC actually starts to move his money, because him betting 100% on his Bellamy stock, sticking with this Bellamy stock, even though he has come under investigation and eyes are on him, it honestly is very, very not smart. I don't want to call him stupid, but it's very, very not smart. But also, it's like, how can we expect anything else from him, because this is all very, very new to him. But this is the time where he really does actually need to listen to Jake and need to listen to Fatima specifically, and not listening to Jake, but in moving the money and basically pulling his money out of the Bellamy stock. Now, in the next few episodes, we're going to get to see him actually interact with Tony. And I made a separate video about what does Tony want. Please go and check that out if you want to have a conversation with me about why I think Tony has popped up and what role she's going to play in ZAC potentially losing all his money. And honestly, y'all, I think that we're probably going to see him lose the money. And part of me feels like, okay, Tyler Perry wouldn't do that, wouldn't bring him up just to drop him. But then the other part of me feels like Tyler Perry 100% would. And honestly, I really didn't start to buy into the idea that ZAC was going to lose all of this money until episode 19, when he's sitting across from Fatima after he's like asking her to move in and having to have this conversation with her because she's apprehensive. And he says something along the lines of, all he's ever wanted his entire life was to be able to provide and take care of the one that he loves. And now he's in the right situation with the right woman to do so. And honestly, y'all, this sent up such red flags for me. Even though it's such a sweet sentiment, it's something so sweet and beautiful to say. It points to something that I have been pointing out about ZAC for a very long time, but that he is 100% reliant on money and equates that to stability. And life is so much more than that. Like, I get it. Money is very, very important. It helps make life a little bit easier if you don't have to struggle financially. However, I need men to get it in their heads that financial stability is not enough. You have to be able to be mentally stable, emotionally stable, spiritually stable. And I am very concerned that ZAC puts all of his eggs into the financially stable basket. I have said this before, but the difference between the ZAC that we're seeing with Fatima and the ZAC that we're seeing with Karen is not the ZAC that no longer has Karen weighing him down. It's the ZAC that has money, so he no longer has his ego weighing him down to the fact that he still has an ego, but he's not in the poverty part of his ego anymore. Because he has walked into abundance, his ego has been massaged and assuaged, so now he feels like he's actually more up than he kinda is. And this is going to be a problem. Honestly, Tyler Perry has crafted a really great scenario to walk ZAC the character into to continue his story, because he literally is in a space in episode 19 where he thinks this is it. He has made it. Everything is good. He's going to provide for Fatima, and he's doing so much that he's pushing for her to get rid of her place, to move in with him, to 100% depend on him. However, there's shaky ground on how he assessed or how he achieved this money that he's basically staking his whole life on. And I ain't even gonna hold you. If I was a screenwriter as well, the next episodes will look like that money getting taken away from him, and then seeing how he recovers, seeing how he maintains, seeing how he reacts. Because at the end of the day, the money by itself is not enough. It will never be enough. And ZAC has to figure out a way to find a certain level of self-worth and value that's not attached to the amount of money that's in his bank account. That is when ZAC will really have evolved and be a completely new ZAC and a completely better ZAC. But I don't know if y'all ready for that conversation. So y'all, I do think that he's about to lose his money, specifically because it just makes for a great story to tell, and it makes things more dramatic in this drama series. But also, now that Hayden knows that he got this information from the senator's wife is popping back up, and Lord knows all he need to do is get a couple clips or photos of them actually meeting. He has more than enough to be able to support the claim with the SEC and for them to investigate. And if they do put two and two together and go and backtrack, they will find that ZAC did do insider trading. Now, the only saving grace that he has is that he didn't actually take the senator's money. And that is what can, I think, create a little bit of reasonable doubt within the argument against him, but it will come down to just a court case, honestly, and it could go either way. And again, story wise, I could totally see ZAC being stripped of all his money, and then it will be interesting to see what happens to the Taylors or the future Taylors from there, because in that way Fatima will experience a ZAC that's much more like the ZAC that Karen experienced. And I wonder if it will look anything like it. But y'all, that's just a quick video that I wanted to do to talk about ZAC and if he's about to lose all of his money. Now it's your turn. Drop down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think that he's about to lose his money? You got a feeling, you got a little itch, a little intuition that's pointing in that direction? Let me know in the comment section down below. And then also, if ZAC is about to lose his money, how do you think he's going to react? What do you think his life is going to look like? What do you think his relationship with Fatima is going to look like? Let me know all of that and more in the comment section down below. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications before you move on to another video, which I have linked for you on screen right now, as I break down tons of Sistas conversations and talking about the show and the characters. And I would love it if you join the tribe by hitting subscribe. All right, I'll see you in my next one.